Good afternoon, my fellow Americans. Today, we have an exciting stream for everyone. In fact, remember what I said? We infiltrated Project 2025, and we were waiting to see whether or not they would let us in. And they let us in. So we're going to start off the stream by infiltrating Project 2025. We're gonna read all of their terms and conditions, which spoiler, you can't infiltrate our organization. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Like literally, what are you gonna do about it? That's the first thing. The second thing is, you expect to do an alt-right fascist movement that violates the Constitution, and then not expect to be infiltrated? That's insane. Hello from Foxborough. Yeah. So, hello. Yeah, we're definitely going to get involved in that, and we're going to see what we can see. We're also going to take all the trainings, and we're going to see just exactly how dystopian it really is, how much of a nightmare it is. Good afternoon, Senor Presidente. Good afternoon to you, Senorita. Hopefully we don't have to clash today, which I don't think we will. In fact, I think we have a lot of good content today. I think today is going to be a really good stream. And it's just unfortunate that we can't share it with more people. So, without further ado, I think this is the button. Yeah, the Heritage Foundation. So, and we'll scroll up a little bit more. The Heritage Foundation End User Agreement for Project 2025 database. Now, do I actually care about the database? No. So this is purely for the database as far as I'm concerned, and according to the legalities, it even says here, you agree that by registering, accessing, or using the database, you are agreeing to enter into a legally binding contract with the Heritage Foundation, even if you are using it on behalf of the company. If you do not agree, do not register, access, or otherwise use the database. If you wish to terminate this contract at any time, you can close your account. So first, let's see the database, what it actually is, and then we'll decide from there. May modify its contract, warranties, and obligations. You will not share an account including username or password. Notices and messages within the database sent to the contact information. Sharing. When you share on the database, select administrative users, blah, blah, blah. Additional warranties to assist with providing candidates for potential positions within the administration. So it doesn't guarantee that you'll be a part of it, whether your submission or information will result in any recommendation. See, this is where it's like, oh yeah, join us and we'll train you, but we don't guarantee anything. What else do we got in here? And that these comments be shared with partner orgs, the incoming presidential administration, any transition under the Presidential Transition Act of 1963. Warrant that they will not disclose information submitted hereunder to any political campaign organizer, which is fine. That part I don't care about. None of this actually matters. Holding harmless and all liability arising out of related to these warranties, including for any alleged defamation, lost employment opportunities, or alleged negative impact on your professional career. So they can slander you and smear you and ruin your life, but you can't hold them accountable. With the exception of your personal information, you agree to keep confidential any information, including images or video, relating to the database. This includes, but not limited to, the process used by Project 2025 to review potential candidates. You agree to hold this information in strict confidence and not disclose it to any person, entity, or other entity except its Heritage Mesa, which is what we're doing right now is in direct violation of this. User license, service, disclaimer. Heritage and its affiliates will not be liable to you in connection with this contract for any amount that exceeds $1,000. That's interesting. Termination. We can go ahead and terminate whenever we want. Dispute, general terms. Do's and don'ts. Don't create a false identity, develop, support, override, copy, disclose, violate, post, reverse engineer, imply, rent, lease, loan, deep link, use bots, monitor, engage, overlay, or interfere. And then complaints. Let's go. Now, I'm okay. So I'm not gonna dox myself. So we're gonna hide this part real quick, and then we'll log in. I don't think that was the right password. Oh, for crying out loud! Oh, that's right. Because why didn't it keep my password? Shit. Hold on. I had to copy my password elsewhere so I could actually remember it. My bad. Mea culpa. Uh, yeah, I guess they're gonna send me a text message. Loading. Is there any PII on here before this goes crazy? Yes, there is my personal and contact information. And my address. What we care about, though, and if we're being honest, is really just the training. That's it. That's the only thing we actually care about. I don't even know what this database has. It doesn't even look like I have access to it. It literally does not look like I have any sort of... Yeah, there's no course practice. My data, it lets me download it. I can sign out. And then there's a training program, I guess, dashboard. We'll accept. I agree. Sure. All channels. Boom. This is what we wanted. Okay, so now we're back. This is what we wanted. So there are new invitation and subscriptions. This is all the new learning content selected for you. Advancing the president's agenda as a political executive. Best practices in social media to advance policy. Deep dive. Building winning coalitions to advance policy. That might actually be helpful. Congressional relations, how to work with members. That, ironically, might be helpful. Conservative governments, maybe not. Conservative governance, conserving America, executive order. This is the propaganda. Executive order drafting and implementation. That actually looks extremely helpful. Hidden meanings, the monsters in the attic. How to get your policy through the agency. How to promulgate a rule. I don't even know what that word means. How to staff your principal. How to work with the media. And look at some of these faces. Like, this looks like a pedophile priest. Oversight and investigations, political appointees in the federal workforce, prepared to serve, presidential transitions and appointee hiring, taking the reins, how conservatives can win the regulation game. That continued. The administrative state and the regulatory process. Like, I'm not going to lie. This is the exact kind of education toolkit the left needs to give its people. Like, this, I mean, I think we're pretty much violating their terms and conditions. No, because they talked about a database, right? This isn't a database. This is training. Just to kind of give you the understanding, though, what we're up against. And how insidious it actually is. Because some of it's good, prepared to serve political appointees. It explains the process. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I didn't know all of the ins and outs of the process, but this tells you how to get your policy through the agency, how to work with media, how to staff your principal. Like, there's some really good things here. How to draft an executive order. That's really good. And there's 50 minutes of that. How to work with members. Advancing policy, very good information. Here you got some, propaganda. Most of this is propaganda, but like this is really good information. Like it is actually good information. It's viable information. I wasn't sure. I thought we were going to walk into a death cult actually. But this is literally teaching you how the government actually works, how to interact with the government, how to actually get your policy written, what it should look like. And this is the kind of shit that we need to be doing as leftists. Not even as leftists, as Americans. We need to know this. And the fact that you have to essentially infiltrate just to get in, like, I'll admit, I'm a little worried now. Now that we got in and it is this well organized and it has this much data and good information, I'll admit, I am a little nervous. I am, in fact, a little nervous that I might be biting off a bit more. So all we've done, we haven't violated any terms and conditions. We haven't taken any data. We've done nothing with the database. We haven't even clicked on the training. We haven't done any of that. The only thing that we've done is look at what the training is. That's it. That's the only thing we've done so far. So I don't think we've actually violated the terms and conditions, although we obviously had every intention of doing so. I am going to have to look at this. I'm actually going to have to look at this. I am going to record it. I'm going to record myself doing the training, and I'm going to record myself discussing the training, and then I'm going to do all the certificate programs, and then I'm fairly certain I am going to leak this to the press because, I mean, this is okay. Remember what I've been saying, what I've been going after saying, right? We need education. We need to be organized. We need to work together. We need to set aside our differences. Yes, even those differences. And we need to find common ground. They've already accomplished the training. And like, this is the thing. Not every conservative is, my God, you troll, snowflake, soy boy. No, that's not the most Republicans. The Republicans who are causing problems are not the Proud Boys. They're not even the ones that stormed the Capitol. They're not the ones trolling you on social media. That's just insecure men and women acting insane, right? This Project 2025 Administration Academy, that's the scary shit that conservatives who are the Kool-Aid are all in on. And again, they're not telling you to go read Karl Marx. They're not telling you to read the theory and the this, that, and the other. They are telling you this is how shit gets done. This is how to do it. Let's go. And I do not know of a single leftist organization that has this level of comprehension. When I was when I was interacting with the state party, the DNC state party in Ohio, I asked for training, and they provided a training. How to use MPG van. That's it. And that you need to make donor calls. That's literally the only information and training they gave new candidates. This right here, like I said, I am a little nervous. I am a big enough boy to admit that, like, this is some scary shit. This right here is the kind of training that people need in order to be effective activists and legislators. Best practices in social media to advance policy. Right there. This one is number one. Numero uno. This one we need to learn. Effective now. I want to click on it. I really do. But what I'm getting at is Project 2025 is not as scary as you think. It is. We all just looked at it. It is much scarier. An enemy who's simply frothing at the mouth and threatening and being aggressive is not an enemy to be afraid of. An enemy who is using that to distract from the work that needs to get done, going through the process to change everything, that's terrifying. So This is Project 2025, folks. And I'm certain there's more channels and more training as I go through it. But this is literally a college course worth of stuff. Like, imagine you're going to class 3 times a day for a semester. This is a class. This is a class. A class. A class. A class. 5 classes. Week 1. Week 2, and then this is a week in of itself. This is a week in of itself. So we're at 4 weeks. Call it 5 weeks. Call it 6, 7 weeks. Call it 8 weeks. 8 weeks of actual training. Of like an actual collegiate course worth of training material. And it's not even about the funding, it's the fact that this is information that is actionable. That this is the information you need to succeed, right? Sure, it's funded, but like if you learn this information, you can then spread that information and you can then do the work that is necessary. And I'm certain that there are, like, okay, the art of professionalism. Okay, we don't even need to click on that to know, like, you dress up, you talk nicely, you use your big words. This would be propaganda, the administrative state. The federal background investigation and security clearance process, which, oh my God, they go into that even. Wow. This is... I'm not going to lie. We're 17 minutes into this stream, and I'm nervous. Like, and not in a good way. Like, MAGA Trump, MAGA Republicans, make America great again. Pussies, snowflakes, soy boys. I can deal with that all day long. I am not afraid of Donald Trump. I'm not. He's an idiot. He couldn't administer himself out of a wet paper bag. We know this because we saw it in real time during his first 4 years. The reason why things got dismantled was because of his administration, the entire cabinet, and all of the appointees, plus SCOTUS. Project 2025 is probably the most terrifying thing I have ever laid my eyes on. And I've had a gun pointed at me by both an officer and a civilian. So I have literally looked down the barrel of a firearm, and I was not even fazed by that. Which is crazy to say. The level of organization and the correct information that they present in this PAA, that's some terrifying shit. This is literally the Nazi Germany handbook. This is how to build a dictatorship 101. And when I say that's not good, that is probably the biggest understatement of the century that I could possibly come up with. So we're gonna put that away. Because that's some freaky shit. I'm actually kind of I personally am going to do the training. I personally am going to record myself speaking about the training, and I am going to submit it to news agencies. Come hell or high water, what happens after that? But I don't think doing that on stream is actually a good idea at this point. 1, you run the risk of getting infiltrated right back. 2, well, I might miss my chance to actually do the training. So I don't know who the 5th viewer is. So I think we'll just move on. That or the cat's out of the bag already, and it's going to be like, wee woo, wee woo. Gonna have people kicking in my my windows and everything.